I'm just kidding. Okay, do I put brushed aluminum in there?
All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call the regular town council meeting for the town of Hudson to order for December 15th at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Here. Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here. Are there any additions to the agenda? Point in our meeting for citizens' comments. Anybody wishing to address the council on anything that is not already set for public hearing on the agenda may do so at this time. Come forward, state your name and address, and then you can tell us what you want to tell us.
You repeat that again? I can't hear you.
Is there anything that you would like to bring up to the council tonight?
Certainly. My name's Dwayne Kirkley and I live in Hudson Hills and I'm still inquiring. I noticed you still had the opening posted out there regarding a job opening for the Public Works Utility Operator. Is that correct? Is it still open?
Yeah, I think we still have openings.
Okay. I applied for the job 2 weeks ago. And I have not had any type of response back. All I want to do is try to get in for an interview. I submitted the application form. They've got all that. I dropped it off at the office. I filled everything out along with my resume and some other pertinent information. And I've got the background investigation consent form as well too. I just want to know if it hasn't been filled, I'd be more interested and entertained in trying to fill that position. I believe that I'm not maybe the perfect candidate, but I've got enough qualifications to do the job.
Do you know if his application was received? I don't think your mic is working.
Here you go, Chair.
It was received. We've had several applicants. Guy was the hiring manager for that position. And so
It's kind of on hold at the moment.
yes.
Okay, so it is kind of on hold at the moment. Why you didn't even get an email or response saying we got your application?
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't
but
gotten it. And I emailed.
Soon. That's okay. That's not attached to anything at the moment. So when the applications close is when they will start setting up interviews or when we get things in place here. So you should be hearing something soon.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I just wanted to know, a follow-up email, just letting them know
Yeah.
they received it. I haven't gotten anything in a couple of weeks. That's why I'm here tonight.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and checking on it.
Okay.
And you should be hearing something probably in the next
Forward
couple
to
of
hearing
weeks.
from you shortly.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, on to general business. 2A, presentation by Allo Communications.
We need
They
to
give
do
it
the consent
consent.
agenda.
I jumped right over that again. I'm sorry.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Somebody have questions?
I don't
No.
have any.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Can I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Stadler,
Yes.
Councilmember Knopf,
Yes.
Councilmember Warren,
Yes.
Councilmember Chavez,
Yes.
Member Hammack,
Yes.
Councilmember Biskins,
Yes.
Mayor Hargis.
Yes. Thank you. I don't know why I keep jumping over that one.
Now you can go to Allo.
Yeah, okay, now to general business 2A, presentation by Allo Communications.
Hello, my name is Bob Beiersdorf. I'm with Allo Communications.
Can you bring the mic up a little
Absolutely.
bit? Thank you.
How's that? A little better?
Better.
Okay. So I'm Bob Beiersdorf. I'm the general manager for Allo Communications for Colorado, our regional general manager. Got lots going on here in Hudson. You've seen our trucks wandering the neighborhoods, and thought I'd have the opportunity, thanks to your mayor, who gave me the opportunity to come in and speak to you tonight. So if we can go to the next. Thanks so much. I thought I'd give you a little bit of background on where we are and what you're going to see as we go forward. I thought that might be useful, and Mayor Hargis suggested these might be some good topics for me as well. I also come bringing a few bearing gifts. So if you have interest afterward, kind of looking at what fiber is, that kind of thing, I'd be happy to show you what some of that actually is. So the network infrastructure, this is what we're building. This is what's going to be both aerial and underground throughout the city. A little bit on the infrastructure. There will be one central office meaning that this is where the connectivity for all of the your internet essentially comes into the city. And there'll be one for the city based on its size. There are two passive optical networks, or PONs we call them, based on the size of the city. A PON will cover about 800 to 1,000 rooftops, something like that. And I've got some maps coming up too that'll help explain that a little bit more clearly. We're bringing 1 gigabit fiber to the residents. I hope you've all heard that. That's 1,000 megabits per second. So this is very fast stuff. To the businesses, your business community, it'll be 100 gigabits, up to 100 gigabit fiber to your businesses. That's probably overkill for just about all of your businesses, but it's there for you if you need it. And then we'll have one storefront here in town as well, and we've found our location. So yeah, it's going to be a co-location with one of your downtown merchants, businesses here in town. I'm speaking a little out of turn if I tell you who that is. We don't have the deal inked yet, but I think you'll be pleased with its location, a very prominent location here in town. So that's great. We're very excited about that. So this week, what's happening right now? This week, the vault for the central office was set. So that's great news. So now we all of a sudden get to build off that central office and start running fiber out through the community. Another key date, January 1st, we're going to start our pre-selling. And I've got some material in the communication plan coming up in here quick, and I'll buzz through that at the end. But it'll give you a sense for what's coming, but you're going to see that right at the start of the year. February 22nd, another key date. We're installing our first test customer. That means that, yes.
I volunteer.
Question. Oh, you want to be the test customer? I thought you had a question.
Conflict of interest, conflict of interest.
Well, I think I'd be closer, so this is.
Oliver.
There you go. Well, we may just take you up on that. So careful what you offer. And then second quarter is when early second quarter, we think that the entire network will be constructed. The completion will be early second quarter. I'm probably under promising and over delivering with that date. I think it's quite possible we'll be in and done with construction here in the first quarter of 2022. But I'm here to tell you tonight, we'll say second quarter. And if we come in a little bit earlier, that's great. So here's our first PON, and you can hopefully you recognize the city itself. This is where most people are located. You can see your businesses across I-76 right there too. What the colors represent, the red on the map represents the route for all of the fiber, and this is the backbone of the fiber. So all of the residences and businesses that you see there will connect into that backbone, so into that fiber infrastructure. The green represents all the places where conduit has already been laid along those routes. So you can see there's quite a lot that's already been accomplished. And then once all that conduit is laid, then we'll shoot the fiber through all the conduit. And all fiber is inside conduit. So there's no fiber that is not protected, if you will. Which then makes it more future-proofed for your community. And we would tell you conservatively, that's probably a 30-year future-proofing for your community. So let's go on to the next one. So here is the second pond, and you can see this is preparation for the future. So this is to the just to the north and to the east of the first pond, and you can see the route that's been taken. But then as that starts to fill in through development, new developments and growth, we'll run additional lines off that as we go forward into the future. But again, the backbone is there, and it's going to be exciting to light that thing up. So communication plan, what can you expect to see? Well, you've already seen phase one. That was the construction was going to begin June 28th. The second phase, introduction to our branding, and again, starting June 28th. The third phase, again, is our pre-sale orders, again, starting January 1st. So you'll start to see some of the communication I'm going to show you in the subsequent slides. And then the fourth phase is when the pond goes live, and that means that essentially it's lit up. So if you can see that, there's some fiber that's lit up right there, and that's what it's going to occur. Light's going to go through that thing, and we expect that to occur at the can't get it off now. Again, toward the with our first test customer coming up in January. Let's see. So the communication plan, real quickly, the things that you'll see, a press release has already occurred. Location page, which is allofiber.com/Hudson. So if you haven't seen that yet, go take a look at that. And then that's where we're going to be taking digital orders in advance on pre-sales as well. And there's a lot of digital media that will be going around as well, with addresses that we have on file that we gather, that our marketing team gathers. And then we leverage those for digital media, social media, and then email as well. There'll also be direct mail coming out to everybody in the community. There'll be yard signs that go up where people permit them to be. Those that don't want them, there won't be yard signs. But there'll be banners here in town that you'll see as well, and also radio ads. Now I'm going to blast through these. These are some of the communication tools that we use. On the left is the press release. And then these are flyers that you're seeing over here on the right. Here are some of the construction flyers. Things that are left behind, like the second one from the left, where, hey, we tried to reach you, we missed you, just wanted you to know we came by, please give us a call and we'll schedule another time, things like that. And then email and social, these are some of the messaging that you're going to see here in Hudson as well. On the left are the emails, and some of that is commercial, some of it is residential. On the right is more of the social media types of information. No, that's fine. I'm good. Yep, you're speeding me up. I get it. Yeah. So here we have some additional flyers. The one on the left is residential. Just talking about, I'm sorry, is commercial. Just talking a little bit about what's available, how you might, contact us, what types of services and equipment, et cetera, is available. On the right is the residential side. Here are some of the additional pre-sale direct mail types of communications that you'll see as well. You're starting to get into pricing that you can see down in here as well in terms of for different speeds. You're seeing 500 megabits per second at $60 per month. And then now here's where when the pond goes live. So when the network goes live, and we can actually start hooking people up, and where our technical folks come out and are going to they'll come in, do the wiring to your house, drop the fiber up to your house, put equipment onto the house and into the house. And these are, again, you can see social media over on the left. You can see direct mail applications on the right. And again, this is more communication related to yard signs and banners once the ponds go live. And I think that's it. So I really would like to entertain any questions you have, and I want to we need to be brief. And if my time's up, that's fine too. Just give me the hook. But if anybody does have questions, I'd love to either entertain them now or after the meeting here tonight. I'm happy to stick around and show you a few things if you're interested in seeing and touching. But if anybody has questions right now, I'd be happy to answer.
I'm kind of sorry there isn't more people here or online, but could you give a brief explanation of the low income program that you have as well?
Yep. So we use the Emergency Broadband Benefits Program. It's a federal program, EBB, you might have heard it referred to as. But what that serves is the either unserved or underserved. Definitions of unserved would be 25 megabits per second download speed, 3 megabits per second upload speed. It's pretty slow. And then underserved would be 100 megabits per second download speeds and 20 megabits per second upload speed. So anybody who doesn't have that level of service in their current environment can get assistance through this program. And then we help facilitate that for folks who are in the underserved category.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Well, thank you for
All right.
coming in and presenting this.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I did want to quickly mention, Bob mentioned that there was a website that he had on one of his slides. We also have that website posted on our website. So if you just put Allo in the little search box, it should pop up in your search.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, 2B, Resolution 2150, resolution approving a resignation agreement with Guy Patterson.
Good evening, Mayor and Town Council. You have in your packet an agreement reached with Mr. Patterson and his letter of resignation effective tonight. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Anybody have any questions on it? No? Maria?
I do not. I appreciate everything he's done, but no, I have no questions.
Okay, then I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve resolution 21-50, a resolution approving a resignation agreement with Guy Patterson. I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Do I need a roll call on this?
You do not. However you want to do it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
That was in favor, correct? Maria?
Correct.
Okay. Opposed? Motion carries. 2C, Resolution 2151, a resolution conditionally adopting the 2021 Municipal Water Efficiency Plan and submitting it to the Colorado Water Conservation Board. Do you have anything on that, Charity, or?
So I can just kind of comment of where we're at in the process with the water efficiency plan. And essentially, we've had a couple presentations from Clearwater. I think they wanted to give you all an opportunity to dig through the multitude of pages of words and data that they gave you. And in the previous meetings, they tried to kind of unpack all of that report and material in that report. I think they wanted to see if you had any more questions regarding the water plan. If not, the conditional approval would allow us to move it on through the process to start kind of creating more opportunities for us through that water efficiency plan, loans, making sure that we understand where our efficiencies need to be so we can start planning for those as well. So in a nutshell, you've got a lot of words about this, but if there's any questions you have, we can put them out to Clearwater. Otherwise, it is on the table for a conditional approval tonight.
I have one question. What's the term conditionally referring to?
Look at the uno momento before. There didn't appear to be any conditions in the motion, but let me check the resolution. So the only thing that would appear to make it conditional is that we are required to have a comment period. And if we receive any comments during that period, we would bring it back up for whatever the conditions in that comment period and whatever you deemed conditions to be, we would add those to the approval. That's the only thing I can see that would be conditional in this resolution.
And it's comments by the state, it looks like, correct?
Yes.
And there's also a public notice period.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
Okay, any other questions? No? Then I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve resolution 21-51, a resolution conditionally adopting the 2021 municipal water efficiency plan and submitting it to the Colorado Water Conservation Board.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2D, Resolution 2152, a resolution approving the joint escrow agreement and instructions to escrow agent between the town of Hudson as buyer, Courtney D. Monahan as seller, and BNSF Development Company LLC.
Good evening again, Madam Mayor, members of Town Council. This agreement is part of BNSF's ultimate public improvement obligations related to their development. So although the town of Hudson is the buyer under this escrow agreement, it is being funded by BNSF. So this is acquisition of property for a town improvement, the XL Decel Lane and improvements to County Road 49 at BNSF's cost. But we need your approval because you are a party to the escrow agreement and the deed ultimately goes to the town of Hudson as the owner of the right of way.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? There are no questions. I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve resolution 21-52, a resolution approving the joint escrow agreement and instructions to escrow agent between the town of Hudson as buyer, Courtney D. Monahan as seller, and BSNF Development Company LLC.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Staff reports. Charity.
First, I would like to thank the town council for all the opportunities that have been presented to me over the past 5 years. I have officially submitted my resignation. My last day is December 24th. I have accepted a position with the city of Greeley.
And we wish you all the best in your future. Thank you. Anything else? Corey.
Couple of things. One is I suspect you're going to need to talk at some point about the interim town administrator, and I'm here to assist with that as necessary whenever you want to talk about that. And the second item I have is I want to pass out to you all a draft scope.
Without tripping over chairs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So you have previously authorized me to retain a consultant to do a assessment of the Hudson Police Department. And so what I've just passed out is the proposed scope of work. And I want to make sure this is adequate. This is intended to capture everything that we have discussed about having someone assist the police department. And so this is the scope. With your approval, I will reach out to Heather Coogan of True to Course LLC and have her start as long as this scope is acceptable.
Once everybody has a chance to read it, if you have any questions or concerns or direction for Corey. Everybody okay with the scope?
Yes.
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 There you go, Corey.
And Maria, I will email a copy of it to you in the morning as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's all I have until we talk about the interim.
Lee?
Last meeting, we talked to some about projects that we were working on, major projects. The mother lode where the concrete meets the asphalt, that is CDOT's property.
Yeah.
I talked to Dave He said they will be taking care of it, but it's not their priority, so it might take some time. What's time, I don't know.
Until it completely falls apart and somebody loses a vehicle in it.
I have a feeling we'll be fixing it before then.
Yeah.
I was kind of waiting on finding out the Mother Lode project. We've got a patch on Oak Street going into the industrial park. On the wastewater side, the pump for the West Lift Station, we're still waiting on. The headworks, the part was supposed to be in today, but did not arrive. It should be in tomorrow to get that one working. Hudson Hills Lift Station, they have put the panel in yesterday, and the pumps are going in Friday. Sewer line jetting, that's going to be spring. We are still having problems with the wastewater treatment plant. Still trying to fix that. Backflow preventers, we have all the results except for the prison. I have made a phone call to a company. They are willing to do the test for the prison. I just need the prison there, someone there at the prison to open it up and show them where they're at. The pump house, with everybody on vacation and the holidays, and we finally got the valve dug up today. We got the box moved. We shut the valve off. I transferred it from the towers to the pump house, and there's an alarm. It is a power phase. I don't know what that is. I called the engineering company back twice. No one answered, so I moved to my next project. I'll try again tomorrow. And that's all I've got.
Is there anybody else we can call for this? As
Yep.
far as the engineering to figure out what's going on out there?
Not that I know of. It's kind of their panel. They're the ones that put it in.
Okay. Well, thank you for keeping up on everything.
Trying to.
Anybody have any questions for Lee?
Did you ever check on that noise coming from the little housing thing by the fishing pond?
Yes, Rich drove down there and he said he couldn't hear anything.
Oh, I heard it yesterday on my walk again.
I'll go down there myself
Okay.
next time.
Yeah, because it's that little house that's on the back side of the pond.
Yeah,
And I had my earbuds in and everything, and I could still hear it over it.
and he said actually both Rich and Marcus drove by it, said they didn't hear anything.
And maybe it's a normal sound and it's just not normal to me. I don't know, but it's like you can hear it.
Okay.
So.
I'll check it out.
Okay.
Anything else?
Thank you. Jay?
Real quick, over the next couple of days, the LPR camera, the Flock company will be out doing the surveys to put the cameras out. I checked with CDOT. There's no problems there right now. I just have to send them an official letter. So the LPR should be in the next couple months. Certainly help us out a little bit. Sergeant Sedgwick has been able to, on the truck issues, so we're rewriting some of the ordinances so that we can present that to Corey, obviously, and then get this through. So we can look at the fine schedules and some actual violations that we can work. We're also contacted the State Patrol, and we're working on sending maybe 2 or 3 officers that seem to be interested to an inspector school so that they have the authorization to make these stops and write these tickets. And so last Wednesday, Scott was able to get the State Patrol to come out. And I know I got 3 or 4 phone calls about all the trucks all over the place. So they stopped about 20 trucks. 9 of them on 49 were taken out of service immediately from everything from falsified paperwork, false international licenses, other mechanical violations and driving violations. They started out on 52 here. They got 2 trucks there and deadline one of them before they caught the second driver on the CB, warning all the other drivers to divert. So of course, since they heard it, they went to where they diverted, and that's where they got through the 20 trucks. Most of them were the sand trucks. So they're planning another operation next week sometime, off 52. We'll see how long it lasts before they divert again. I mean, they have communications just like we do. So we'll just listen to the radios and we'll go where they go. So hopefully that at least put the word out that we are doing operations on 52 and 49, 76. So we'll get that done. And lastly, the speed signs on 52 on the roundabouts. CDOT's agreed that they are too small and they're going to put bigger ones up. They're not going to change the location because the engineers said that they didn't need to be moved. They just need to be bigger. So hopefully that'll help with some of our speeders. And that's all I have.
Well, apparently pulling over the trucks or doing the truck checks has helped, at least for a little while, because we have noticed there has been a significant slowdown through town.
Well, because 9 of their drivers don't work there anymore.
No, I meant the trucks are going slower.
Oh,
They've actually done the speed limit.
yeah, because they grounded the trucks. And so I got several phone calls that, hey, they're abandoning trucks. Well, they didn't have a choice. Once the state writes them, they can't move those trucks until they're worthy to move, or they have a licensed driver to move them. So these guys don't even have driver's licenses, much less know the speed limit.
Good. I'm glad something's finally being done.
Once we get our guys certified, that'll help us out too, because we can do it whenever we want
Yeah.
and not have to rely on the state troopers. They've been a great deal of help. Like they told us their shortages. So there's 3 troopers covering 4 counties right now. So we often see that they're on accident alert. It's because there's just nobody there.
Okay.
And I was told in the meeting, the 2 troopers that were slated to go through the academy to come to this sector, both resigned the first month in the academy. So they're having the retention problems just like everybody else.
Okay. Anybody have anything else for Jay? No? Thank you. Jen?
I have a few things. We've got some things going on. All right. So we had the Memorial Park open house last night. We did not have a huge turnout, but I will thank Brandy Bond and Judy, who's always here, and also Matt Cole. They came and they gave a lot of good input. So we have that. I'm going to the Housing Authority meeting tomorrow. So hopefully I can get input from Housing Authority and seniors from their perspective. We'll get input any way we can get it, and I'll go get it however I can. So Beach Street Open House is January 12th. That's been also published on our sign outside. We've tried to put it on our website, push it out on social media. We will be doing a direct mailing and another in the utility billing, another mention of it there for people. Trying to get ready for that. January 12th is the regular planning commission meeting for January. And I've already told the commission they actually have a couple cases. So we're going to have a quick real meeting and then an open house right after that. Planning commission is also wrapping up the comprehensive plan discussion that you all asked them to start at the end of last year. Maybe it was mid last year. We'll wrap that up in February. They'll provide some recommendations to you all thereafter. And depending on your meeting, it might be the first or the second meeting in March. It just depends on what you got on your plate then. And broadband, I'm so happy that you're here, Bob. I was going to mention, I've been working with the kind of the construction side of things. And you still see Cruise Peak still out there doing work. Primarily, they're now pushing fiber in 52. That construction project they had to get out of the way so we could get in it. So we're working on that area now. We've been working with BNSF to get the line through Pond 2. That is forthcoming. We've got our permits now moved forward on that. So we've got all our rail crossing permits and all our county permits and all our CDOT permits, and we're moving forward. So by the end of this year, those last few pieces that took a little longer should be completed. And then there's the full plugging in, which Bob referred to, which is pushing our network into the main system. And that will be online when he said it would be online. But the actual construction work that's going on, that's where you'll see Cruise. So that's it. Promise.
Great. Anybody have anything for Jen? No? Daniel?
Nothing on the top.
Candace?
So with Guy's resignation and us having to hire a new manager, I think it might be time to bring the person in for just the council to kind of discuss where we need to go with hiring.
Wasn't that in January already set? I thought
No, we denied it.
Person,
The, I don't,
Retreat.
there's,
oh,
Yes.
the
June
retreat.
Ramos.
the,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I thought we set it for January.
no, we denied it because we
Oh.
said we didn't need it.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can bring that back up. Anything else?
Nope, that was it.
Lisa? Maria?
Nothing, well, we do have on January 5th we're gonna get on the agenda for Sophia to make a presentation regarding the Rec and Events Committee. But that's it.
Okay. Joe?
I got nothing.
Sarah?
No.
I have a couple of things. First of all, I would like to say that what you guys had recommended or suggested about our interim manager, Jennifer has agreed to step up and be our interim manager. Now, the question is for you guys, do you want her to remain as interim through the entire time of we hire somebody or only until we hire an interim? I personally think that we should just use her for the entire time while we hire.
I
I
agree.
agree.
Jennifer, congratulations. You're our new interim manager. And Corey,
So if I could make a couple of suggestions. One is I would recommend bringing back a resolution at the next meeting that does that. It is fairly common in the municipal industry for someone acting as the interim to get a 10% bump while they're acting as interim. And so if that's acceptable to you, I'd put that in the resolution as well. And then the second thing is, do you want to start thinking about a recruitment? And if so, do you want to look at having a more formal recruiter? There is, I mean, for example, there's an entity called KRW, and Sam Mamet, who many of you may recall used to be the executive director of CML, is now affiliated with them and is sensitive to the cost incurred by small towns in doing this. And I mean, I guess my suggestion would be to reach out to him and have him maybe come and talk to you about what that might look like to at least start that process.
Sounds like a plan.
sounds good. We'll go with that. And should Jen start the resolution and hand it to you, or will you write the resolution?
I will take it.
Got it. And thank you, Jen, for stepping up and doing both jobs.
I have a
Not sorry.
question.
Yeah.
So speaking on the interim town manager, are we going to need to do a resolution for an interim town clerk since Charity gave her resignation? And we don't have an acting town clerk after the 24th of December?
Or we
Or
are
do we
going to have
just-
to decide who the interim clerk is.
Right,
If we're
that's what
gonna,
I'm
yeah,
saying. So we're gonna have to discuss that because as of the 24th, we don't
she's
have a
gone. Yeah.
town clerk.
My suggestion would be, since you just, first of all, what I would do as it relates to Jen is make a motion. And then we can, again,
Go on.
and then we can ratify that with a resolution that has the 10% bump and all that. But under our charter, once you do that, my suggestion to you would be to make that Jen's problem. Because under the charter,
She's the one in charge.
yeah. And so I think that, and then she can work on that issue.
I will let you know, I spent Monday with Lorraine doing payroll, trying to figure out the finance piece. She is willing to do 3 cycles of payroll to get you through January. And then after that, your finances will need to have someone taken care of.
Right.
So
And that's also Jen's problem.
Mhm.
Well, after we do the resolution.
I,
Motion.
Yeah, we will need a motion for the interim town manager.
Right. And then just so the board knows, or the council knows, the town clerk under the charter shall be hired by the town manager. So that's why my
Okay.
suggestion is you do that.
That
Make
makes
the
sense.
motion tonight to appoint Jen as the interim. And then she can tackle the clerk issue.
So I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to appoint Jennifer Woods as our interim town manager.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
I
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations. And Corey will get a resolution to us for the January 5th meeting.
Correct.
Okay, and then it is Jen's responsibility to find an interim clerk and deal with that.
And I will also provide her with some consultants. You had directed me to look at HR consultants.
Yes.
And so I have some names that I can provide to her for that as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, I've got a list of things to do.
Yep.
Yes, we do.
One other thing, the fiber trailer or the cable trailer at 52 and Holly. If you could get a hold, it's probably peak, but if you can get a hold of them to move it back off of 52 a little bit more, it's blocking view down 52 west on 52 to get out. So it's kind of in the way. You got to get out into 52 before at night. Thankfully, you can see headlights, but and I believe that's all I have, other than everybody have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You too.
And now, citizens' comments. Anybody wishing to address the council on anything that was not commented on or not brought up during the meeting may do so at this time. Is there anybody who wishes to address the council? Let the record show that there is nobody wishing to address the council. Meeting is adjourned at 6:40. Thank you, everybody.